Okay, great. I'm doing now, still practice 3, page 157, number 9. See, I already separated the columns nicely so that you can see the 100, tens, and units. I've spaced them out so that they're not on top of each other, because if they're too close, a person can get confused. So I'm going to do all 4 of the sums on page 157 because that spells out a word at the bottom. These sums are a little bit more difficult than the others because they have remainders. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is 753 divided by 5. 5 goes into 7 once. Division. 1 times 5 is 5. Multiplication. 7 minus 5 is 2. Subtraction. And then you're done and you bring down whatever is in the tens column, which is a 5. Great. Bring down. First round done. 5 goes into 25. That's 5 times. 5 times 25 is 25. That's zeros when you minus. And then I'm just going to tick those and bring down the 3. Now the next part, this is where it becomes a little bit more interesting. 5 goes into 3. 5 can't go into 3. So we put a 0 there. Because remember, a 0 is a very important number. It's a placeholder. So if 5 can't go into 3, doesn't mean that the answer is all of a sudden now 15. Because we're dividing 753 with 5. So the answer can't be 15. That's impossible. So we have to, even though, remember when we make a dot in the beginning, it's also like a 0. So we have to put the 0, and then what now? Nothing's going to happen with that 3, because there's no way that 5's going to go into the number 3. So the number 3 becomes our remainder. So this answer has a remainder of 3. Perfect. Now I just need to quickly clean the board. Just hold on. Cleaning everything here nicely. Okay, let's just rub this whole thing out. Sorry, this is going to take a little while. I don't want to make 5 little videos. I thought I'll just make one so you can watch everything at the same time. The next sum is 197 divided by 7. Ooh, 7 times table. That's not a fun one. So let's start. 7 goes into 1. Ooh, here's that 1. It can't. So we're actually putting a 0 because 7 can't go into 1. Now what do? We move on to the tens column because the hundreds is not helping us. 7 goes into 19. Oh, yes, we can definitely use that one. And the answer is 2 because if we're counting 7, 14, 21. So it's 2. So we did division. 2 times 7 is 14. Remember, we now still have to use the whole space. Multiplication. Next part is subtraction. And that is a 5. And that is a 0. Okay, so it looks like we are on a roll, people. And then what do we need to bring down? The 7 from the units. So here we will only do it twice because the first 100 parts we had to put a 0. So we only do the whole pattern twice. Now we start over again with division. 7 goes into 57. That's a bit of a difficult one. It's 8. Okay, so division is 8. And then 8 times 7 is 56. Multiplication. Now we're going to somewhere do the subtraction. That's a 0. That's a 1. And is there anything to bring down? No. So if there's nothing else to bring down, then the sum is over. So this sum, final answer will be 28 remainder of 1. There you have it. So just like the answers I sent yesterday, go over it by watching my video, it will maybe make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, let me rub out this one. I'm almost done. Just 2 more. (146) divided by 3. So that's not a very high number. 146 divided by 3. Remember when we did estimations, if we can estimate, then maybe I'm thinking like the number 50, something about 50, because we know 3 50s is 150. So I'm estimating our answer would be close to 50. So let's start. 3 goes into 1. There's the first trick. It can't. So you can either make a dot, or I'm going to put a 0 so that we know that 0 is an important placeholder. Next part. 3 then goes into 14. 3, 6, 9, 12. And that is 4. So we've did our first division. Multiplication. 4 times 3 is 12. Then we do subtraction. And then what do we do next? Bring down the number that is in the units column. So we skipped the hundreds, we combined the tens to go into 3, and now we're at the units column. Last one. 3 goes into 26. 8 times, because 3 times 8 is 24. So we did division and multiplication. You must please do the ticking so that you can't get confused, because it's your first time doing it. But I've been doing this for years, so I sometimes tend to forget to tick my steps. Okay, subtraction. And is there anything to bring down? No, there's nothing to bring down. So unfortunately, we're done. Because if there's nothing else to bring down, then we don't do the division again. We don't want to put another 0 for no reason. So the answer is 48 remainder 2. R2. There you can see this is your final sum. Okay, we have 1 left. So let's just quickly rub this out and do the last sum. And then you will see the answers should spell out the word hola. That's what they use in certain Eastern countries to say hello. Okay, oopsie, I rubbed out my U there. Let me just fix that quickly. Last sum is a big number, 985 divided by 9. And I know we don't always like the 9 times table, but I'm sure this is not going to be too difficult. So there is our sum. Step 1, 9 goes into 9. Oh yes, that's the easy one. That's 1. So we did division. 1 times 9 is 9 for multiplication. Okay. 9 minus 9 is 0. Ooh, that's a bit interesting. Subtraction, and then we bring down the 8. Okay. Now what do we do? 9 goes into 8. 9 can't go into 8. Oh dear, we'll have to put a 0 there. And then we can do the whole rigmarole, or we can just start again by bringing that 5 down to help us. Okay? 9 goes into 85. That's 9 times. Okay? 9 times 9 is 81. Multiplication. Then we do subtraction. And then the last part is there anything else to bring down? Nope. Then we're done. We did all our steps and we're left with a little 4 at the bottom. So our final answer for this one is 109 remainder 4. That's it, guys. Awesome.